You can't be serious. I mean, really though? You mean to tell me that them Voltrons went out like that? Hey, yo, Nims, let me hold this for a minute.
Bong ding, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong ding, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong ding, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house. That playing game don't mean you won inside the playoffs. Don't even talk to the media, take that jersey off. The 4 games I'm tuned in, you had the city watching. Don't even watch Philly play, just watch James Harden. That swing pick, never mind, I let my man take him. And now Katie having nightmares of Jason Tatum. That famous line by Loaded Lux says you gon' get this work. Don't talk to me about Ben, he said his back hurt. Like Kyrie, like Steve Nash, you can take the blame. Come next year, I'm going back to playing half them games. The truth be told, we don't care about your Barclays. When it comes to the city, this here's RJ's. My young gems right now, yeah, they on some shit. From Obi Toppin, I Immanuel ass real quick. A line flip, no, I feel bad for Blake Griff. That's the loss you gotta take to win a championship. Now you back like the New Jersey Nets. What you thought your Final Four was cutting down the nets? Bong ding, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong ding, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong ding, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in.
Salute, salute, salute. The streets are buzzing. What's good, Knicks Nation? Hope everybody's good out here. We saw the Knicks' first loss of preseason. We're here to talk about it. Let's get into it. I'm ready to get into it. Salute to the chat. Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are still buzzing. Smash the like button. The Knicks ain't ducking. And we're here to talk about it. Yeah, the New York Knicks took a loss in Indy on the second of a home and home, 100 to 109, and I actually predicted the Knicks would lose tonight a whiles back. Before the preseason started, I was like, these home and homes are tricky. Some good things to talk about, some good things we saw tonight, and a lot of things that weren't so good as well. We'll get the thoughts of the chat. I'll give you my thoughts as always, but let's not overreact. It's just preseason, but it's good to see another game of this team in action. We can further, chop up and analyze, where we can improve, for the Knicks squad. And yeah, lots to talk about from tonight's game. But yeah, 100 to 109. The starters had a good game for the most part. The Knicks sat the starters, from the third to the fourth quarter a lot. Let the bench try to finish the game out again, which was interesting. Surprised me somewhat. I know the opposition was Indiana, but I really did think Tom Thibodeau would try to ramp it up a bit more. Heading in closer to opening night, and of course the Knicks have one more game in the preseason, a shortened preseason against Washington. Well, that's always going to be, I think, the Knicks' biggest test. From what I've predicted, heading into this preseason, the Washington Wizards, the final test as well. So we'll get the thoughts of everyone, heading into that final game. But tonight, it's all about the game against Indiana. RJ Barrett continued his solid form, solid preseason as well. We'll talk about him. Julius Randle, his best game of the preseason. Well, we'll talk about that and what Julius did good, and what we can, see and hope to see from Julius moving forward. Brunson was okay. Probably not his best game of the preseason by any stretch, but he was okay. Most of the starters were all in positives as we looked at the box. We look at the box score. But yeah, the bench was stuck tonight. I thought the Knicks played slow, couldn't get out in transition. It was a lot of the similar offense that we saw last season with the half court sets. Couldn't get penetration as well. That's going to be key all season long. Fam, chat, streets, getting penetration, to get easier shots. What's good, Drew? Salute to the chat. Prometheus. Yep, the bench weren't in a nice flow. They were chucking, right? Lynn, salute. Let the IQ and Cam chatter begin. Yep, no doubts. Yep, smash the like button. The streets are buzzing. Salute everyone. Mod squad. Salute Tariq. Knicks Nation. What's good out here? Jet Life. Salute. JJ in the house. Let's get it. Drew says the loss was mainly on the poor team effort in the second half and lack of offensive play calling creativity. It was no doubt just glorified pickup. It was pickup ball outside of some nice possessions with Hartenstein. We'll talk about him and his impact. When the offense ran through Hartenstein for a good 3-minute stretch as well, the Knicks were getting backdoor cuts, easier buckets as well. I think Indiana adjusted to that, but that's a nice wrinkle that we'll continue to see. The best passing big man on this team we've had since Kyle O'Quinn. Well, and we'll talk about the positives, of course. It was a loss, a preseason loss. No need to hang our heads at all. We saw some great things from RJ, some good things from Julius as well. Brunson was still in a positive as well, but the bench just didn't get it done. Of course, we're missing Quentin Grimes, we're missing Derrick Rose as well, and I definitely want to get the thoughts of everyone about Evan Fournier getting that start as well. And feel the pulse on what you think is going to happen. Come opening night. It's definitely tricky now with Quentin Grimes being injured all preseason. Who knows if he's going to play the final game or not as well, which would mean he wouldn't even have a single minute, in preseason. Well, it's going to be early. Quentin Grimes hopefully gets healthy soon, and we could start to see him on the court, right? And Tariq, put some respect on Mitch's name and game. Never a doubt he was the starter and the best center on the squad, right? Paying homage to Mitch. Well, yep, tidy game from Mitch as we'll look at the box score. But yeah, Jet Life salute. Well, yep, Cam Reddish got a chance. Well, helter skelter. That's all I got to say about Cam. You see flashes like you do, and then poor shot selection as well. I think it's a rhythm thing for Cam. But again, he's definitely, from my point of view, he's on the outside, looking in. One would think he's only getting an opportunity now because Grimes is injured. He'd probably be out of the rotation when Tibbs, shortens that rotation, right? Fam, JJ, salute. Quickley can be hard to watch at times, no doubt, man. He frustrated me tonight, man. It's like he gets his own rebound and then he looks straight at the hoop again for that line drive floater and things like that. I feel like Quickley is a dude that's like just plays obviously on instinct, but at times, he speeds things up unnecessarily. He's still, yet to be proven if he can play a point guard spot long term. He's that combo guard, no doubt, spark plug, scorer. And he's had some nice assists and he's growing. He's growing as a defender and that. But definitely his biggest knock for me is his shot selection as well. And how can he run an offense? There's 4 other players on the court. He's got to get the rock moving and he's got to get those dudes easier shots. Steve-O, salute. What's good? What were your thoughts on tonight? Drew, it's a little disturbing that all of our play calling in the second half was dribble handoffs to Hartenstein, right? Yep, no doubt. It was tough to watch. It was ugly. Credit to Indiana Pacers and their D. They are a gritty team. And like I said, before preseason, if the Knicks were going to lose one game, I actually penciled in this game. I'm not going to pull no receipts out, but that's what I said because these home and homes are tricky. You beat a team in your building and then they want to come back and win the other game. But really, I'm not going to overreact to tonight's loss. It's more of what we saw in the game because loss-wise, the Knicks would have won the game, I think, if they left their starters in as well. It's just disappointing that the bench didn't produce tonight. Steve-O says, I was waiting for a change the whole last quarter. I think the players gassed. Yeah, I think they'd gassed out, Steve-O, right? JJ, the Cam could be the odd man out once Grimes is back, right? It also got me feeling, fam, about, every season has a mind of its own. We're hyping up Grimes and I hope he stays healthy, but who knows? I mean, the door might stay ajar for Cam a little bit more or Svi Mikhailuk or someone else to claim that spot. If Grimes can't get himself healthy, maybe Deuce McBride, maybe we go a lot smaller with that situation. Maybe Obi at the 3 as well. There's a lot of different options with that. But yeah, Cam Reddish continues to get a chance. So we always said Cam Hive, when Cam gets his chance, is he going to produce? I was of the mindset that everyone would get a shot this season. It's whether or not they take that shot, and who knows whether they're going to continue to get that chance with Tom Thibodeau as well. So Cam had another chance, some flashy plays, but ultimately wasn't impressive. If we're looking at the entire sample size, it's not been impressive overall. Quentin Grimes definitely gives you a lot more stability, I think, in terms of his play, on both sides of the floor. But I do think Cam will continue to get a chance if Quentin can't stay healthy. You know, um, yeah, guys like IQ to find the cutter with that. Yep. Paul, salute. Brunson has to get Mitch the ball. Yep. That's one of the keys to the season. I was talked about. Cam, you're on point with that. Yep. Jet Live. Cam is just struggling at the moment. Yeah. Cam, to be the most effective, he needs to have the ball in his hands most of the time, and we question the fit in terms of how many ball handlers do we have. IQ's always on the ball on the bench. D Rose is always on the ball, and then if you look at the starters, it's always Randle on the ball and RJ and Brunson. Well, so for Cam to reach his potential, he's a player that needs the ball. Can he prove that he can be a player that plays off the ball? Play a role first and foremost in this league. It's all good to think of yourself as a future star, but we need to see you play a role in the offense as well and be consistent with that. Drew says Cam might fit well with Charlotte now, since the Bridges thing. Yep, good point. Good point. You know, the team that comes to mind is still the Lakers, but we'll wait and see with that situation. I think Cam's still here until at least December, trade deadline, December at the earliest. I think when free agents are movable. Um, yeah, like I said, with Cam Reddish, I don't think he's a Tom Tibbs guy, but he's getting his chance right now in preseason. One more game. Let's see. Let's see what happens with that situation. The shot doesn't look great. It's a bit flat. But I do like Cam on those drives, no doubt. That's his best move. And the fact that he can get to the cup, and create something out of nothing. But we need team play. Truth is, the bench tonight, they just couldn't get separation and too much isolation. Yep. JJ says, yeah, Cam gives you a couple wow plays, no doubt. A game that make you think he can be a star, but way too inconsistent. And his shot selection is poor at times, right? I think it's just also that will to want to just show out. When a player is talented, they just want to go all out and ball out one-on-one isolation kind of situation with that. The real reason the Knicks lost was the backups playing the starters. The bench played terribly. It wasn't Tibbs' play calling. Tibbs is low-hanging fruit. Yeah, I agree with Tariq's point. The starters would have won us the game. Shout out to Indy again. They played gritty. Shout out to Benedict Mathurin. Had a great game, looking like a great prospect out there. And yeah, if Indiana are the worst team this season or they're down below, they're certainly going to play hard, give teams some trouble. I think their stretch five obviously killed us at the end, won the game. Goga Bitadze can stretch the floor out. That's the truth between a dude that can absolutely hit the three ball versus a dude that can sometimes hit the three ball. With that stretched us out. Indiana play nice spacing. Miles Turner, well, kicking the rock around. There was always getting open looks actually all game long, and that could be one of the biggest concerns I have. Well, Indiana got easy shots tonight. Let's be real. They moved the ball. They got a lot of open threes and got us jumping in the air. That got me frustrated. Jalen Brunson diving in the air for a dude that can't even shoot. RJ was jumping in the air as well with these dudes. I mean, how many times do they need to know to don't, when you close out, don't leave your feet with that situation. So plenty of things to clean up. It's early preseason. Well, we're just picking on things that we can improve on. The Knicks are still 2-1. The biggest test, though, of preseason is coming up against Washington, which is the fine tune-up, the final warm-up for this season ahead. That's going to be buzzing with opening night down in Memphis against Ja Morant when the real deal hits. Let's see what happens with Derrick Rose. Let's see what happens with Quentin Grimes. Well, and we'll talk about Evan Fournier and his start tonight and what it looked like. The pace I have an issue with too, which I want to hit on. Drew hits on. Team pace was also slow too in the second half. I wonder if the players were just gassed, considering the bench players closed to like 25 to 30 tonight. Yep. Um, I think the Indiana Pacers defense is pretty solid. They had good wings, getting into us as well, frustrating us as well, kicking the ball around. But truth is, yeah, pace. Um, the success of our first two games, the biggest thing was pace. You know, Brunson getting penetration is the key to the New York Knicks offense. Make no mistake about this. Knicks Nation, streets are buzzing, right? If Jalen Brunson gets penetration, we get easy shots, we get easy buckets, the ball swings around. If they stymie Brunson from getting penetration, then we're looking at an offense that's similar to last season, a bit slow, stuck in the mud, going sideways, east and west, laterally, shot clock winding down, Julius step back isolation shot contested, RJ trying to force his way to the cup, that kind of offense that we're looking like. So Jalen Brunson, we keep saying, is the key to unlock everything, and a part of that is moving the ball up quick, getting up there, pushing the break as well, getting open shots, open looks, and penetrating. Um, Tom Thibodeau is not the best offensive coach, but his offense relies on a point guard that can get penetration. Can collapse the defense. Yeah, Tariq says Cam reminds me so much of Knox. Right. Yep. Just flashes every now and then. Yep, lengthy wing, um, inconsistent with the shot even. I mean, considering that was Kevin Knox's strength, the shooting, I mean, Knox still wasn't unable to find his stroke. Even I think that's the main reason why Knox is out of here as well. Should be the reason probably Cam's out of here as well. We need shooters. Yeah, we'll talk about Grimes and Fournier more. But yeah, the story about Cam just continues. Really, nothing changes after tonight. Some flashy plays, but I think the fit is the most questionable thing with this situation. The Knicks gave up a protected pick, an asset for Cam. Man, it's tough. It's tough right now because yeah, we got this player. I wonder what we're going to do with Cam Reddish moving forward. Right, more questions than answers. Right, Hart did close out on the perimeter shooters. He was turnover and foul prone. Yep, buzzer beater in the house. Salute. Yeah, Hartenstein, mobile big man. He's always in foul trouble a lot. Plays hard. But yeah, I like his impact offensively tonight. Defensively, he hasn't impressed me a lot yet. I like Jericho Sims personally. Defensively, I think Hartenstein's still the better rim protector, but Sims can stay in front of his man more on that side of things. In terms of closing out, guarding dudes on the perimeter and things like that. Fam. Yeah. So JJ says the biggest issue I see with Cam is the shot selection. His shot selection is horrible and it forces a lot of difficult shots. Yep, no doubt. Yep, because yeah, he wants his minimum time to shine, I think, and he's worried. Players always, in and out of the rotation, they get worried whether or not they'll get more chances. I think, and he wants to prove that he can do it. I just think he needs a reset. He needs to fit into that bench unit, play that role, move the ball around. Get his diving drives to the cup for a layup and those kind of things. Pick a few plays where you can attack the defense, but don't just premeditate. You're going to go one-on-one isolation with that because it usually ends up in a contested mid-range or a deep three or something like that. Some positives though, got to tell you though, Drew says Mitch looks good. I think one possession he grabbed like 4 offensive boards and then led to the putback layup from him as well. Yep. Definitely, I'm liking what I've seen from Mitch. The free throw shooting is a welcome sight. The consistency on the offensive glass, rebounding. If I'm just nitpicking a little, there was a couple of rebounds, and I've been saying this to Mitch: don't bring the ball back down. If you've got it, you're 7'2", 7'1". Keep it above your shoulders and then go up again. Every time he brings the ball back down, I can guarantee you 99% of the time he gets stripped and he loses the ball. If he's in traffic, just kick it back out. Jump a pass or tip it back out. But yeah, young Mitch showing some improvement. I'm liking it. Yep. Ultimately, too, we're too slow in the starting unit, and that leads us to the Fournier conversation with this. I love the shooting from Fournier. Not that I'm blaming the starters tonight; they're not the reason the Knicks lost. But we were much slower tonight. We let the Pacers hang around and get their defense set. JJ says we were too slow in the starting lineup with Brunson, Fournier, and RJ. Those three get blown by too often, and it breaks down our D. Yep. Absolutely, JJ. We can't afford to have those kind of guys slow plodding, right? When the defense gets set, we're not a great starting five in terms of shooting unit and athleticism as well, and we struggle to break down a set defense. With that, Jalen Brunson, like I said, it's the key to get penetration, to open up the defense, the kickouts, the baseline drives, things like that. I think the key's just got to be pick and roll this season, right? If we're stuck in the half court situation, we need to play more pick and roll with Julius and with Mitch, right? And get some action that way. The whole dribble handoff thing, I'm just not feeling that too much. Yep. And buzzer beater is also on point. Indy got too much penetration. Pause. But tonight, yeah, the defense wasn't great. It was probably the worst defensive game of the three so far. Obviously, the first two games were Indy at home and Detroit at home. So the Knicks had their first look on the road tonight. They faced some adversity, which was, going to be better for them in the long run. It wasn't great to see the loss tonight, but this is what it's going to look like. When the bigger games come and the challenges start coming. I mean, Memphis on the road opening night, it's going to be a huge test for this team, right? Benedict Mathurin too. Tonight he had himself a night. Salute to him. Give him his flowers. That dude though, he's a bucket. He's tough, right? He got that attitude. He got the moxie. Everything that Benedict sort of came in with, right? He displayed tonight. Pacers might be a dark horse playoff team, says Drew. Um, I think they'll surprise some teams on any given night, but I still think they're a bit ways off. But they got talent. Let's not forget, Halliburton didn't even play tonight, but together with Mathurin too, their future is looking nice. Absolutely, with that situation, definitely. So we'll look ahead to the box score now. Let's get it. Again, salute Knicks Nation. Salute to the best chat in the biz. The streets are buzzing. Smash the like button, and we'll continue to rock out. It'll be a shorter show tonight. But once we've chopped up the box score, we'll give out some grades. We'll get some final thoughts from the chat, the recap, as we look ahead to the Washington game. I just want to highlight again how important Quentin Grimes is to this team moving forward for what it looks like. It's an okay roster we've got. There's certainly some great things to look forward to. There's certainly some flaws in this roster. And Evan Fournier, right, tonight, it starts with him, with that situation. Yeah, we'll bring that situation up with Evan, and we'll talk about his impact with this. When he got his first start in preseason tonight, Evan Fournier, shot the ball, hit a couple threes, but ultimately, yeah, in terms of the defensive side of things, Evan's best suited off the bench for me. A healthy Quentin Grimes will ultimately, if he doesn't start, when he's healthy, he will grow to take an Evan spot. I feel like I know the Evan supporters do, bring up the point of the shooting, and yeah, shooting is critical to any NBA team, spacing and all of that. But yeah, I think we see tonight on the defensive side of things, you can struggle with Evan Fournier and the pace. Right, on the offensive side, we need to push the pace. We need to get up quickly with that situation. So yeah, we've got to talk about the box score. Give out our flowers to RJ and Randle. Right, those two joint took the game ball for me. Randle has been playing under control all preseason so far. And if this is the kind of Randle we continue to see, then I'm okay with it. Definitely 25 minutes. You keeping his minutes low. 5 of 10 efficient. Was 3 of 6 efficient from 3-point land. I like the 5 assists again, a block, 2 turnovers. Okay, you come to expect that. A plus 11 with 13 points, right? Didn't try to take over, didn't try to dribble the ball up too much, didn't try to hijack plays as well. Julius Randle just playing under control with this. And I think a lot of that has to do with another big option in the starting unit. We've got Jalen Brunson now. I think the respect is there. We respect his game. He knows Julius from Dallas. He knows what Brunson did in Dallas as well in the locker room. I think, Julius had some great quotes before tonight's game talking about how he thinks Brunson, is going to be that leader as well. And that was great to hear Julius actually say that as well. Give Brunson his flowers as well. And he's acting like it with that situation. So salute to Randle tonight. Efficient again. We can't get enough of that efficiency and playing within the offense with team ball. He rebounded really well. 5 assists. I love to see that. We continue to get 5 to 7 assists from Randle. Well, keeping his minutes in the low 30s. Well, he's scoring in the high teens. That kind of thing. Playing in the positive. Playing with effort on the defensive side of the ball. We can work with that. We can definitely work with that. Julius Randle repairing his name, repairing his value with the Knicks and around the league with that. Now, Mitchell Robinson again kept these minutes down. I've got to give Tibbs his props for that situation. He's not overplayed any player this whole preseason, right? Who would have thought that Tom Thibodeau has not overplayed any player this whole offseason? Mitch, 23 minutes, efficient, 3 of 5. If anything, didn't get enough looks at the basket. 2 of 2 again from the field. From the free throw line, from the line. So Mitch is shooting like, I'll be interested to see what his free throw percentages have been this preseason, but it's definitely improved. I put that hope that he would, reach 70% from the line this season. That would be a welcome sight. And he's definitely shown that so far, right? In low volume, but definitely improvements there with the action from the line. Mitch rebounded like he always does, 8 boards, but 6 of them offensively. Look at that, 2 defensively, 6 offensively as well. So Mitchell Robinson, that beast on the glass in just 23 minutes as well. He would have had another double-double tonight, but salute for the 4 blocks as well. 4 blocks for Mitch, plus 13. So that's like a team high with that situation. Again, playing under control. Now, in terms of fouls, I'm not sure how many fouls. Mitch, 2 fouls as well. So not as foul prone. Again, didn't get many looks at the basket, but Mitch playing within the offense, doing his thing. Again, salute to him. Tariq says, told y'all Randle will be on his best behavior. Salute, salute, salute. Tariq, you called that. Fam, you called that. Well, right. Again, yeah, I never overreacted to Julius, Foley, because I do feel like every season has a mind of its own. Well, and I do think that point guard play, Julius has always played well with a pass first point guard with that situation, a floor general to get him his looks. And truth is, Brunson can handle the offense so well, can score himself that Julius just respects that. He doesn't feel like he needs to score all the time. And I don't think RJ feels that pressure as well. So the best story so far, if you ask me, from this preseason has been the starters, basically, right? Last year it was reverse. The bench was the thing to cheer and the starters were the thing to moan and groan. But this year it's been the bench doing well most of the time, but the starters doing well pretty much all the time. Well, and I like the chemistry, moving the rock together, playing for one another, and basically they just feel like, who's got it going? Let's just go to you tonight. I can't understate how much of a better fit Jalen Brunson is to Kemba Walker. As obvious as it sounds, but we're really seeing it now. Kemba Walker was just a guy mainly looking to score as well, but Brunson sets things up, and he's definitely good at taking advantage of a shot, of the D when he needs as well. Yeah. Buzzer says, where was the pick and pop or pick and roll with IQ and hearts as well? Yep. Issues with that, fam. Issues with that. The bench unit got stuck tonight. Too much isolation. Yeah, too much dribble handoff east and west. Get into some pick and roll sets as well. I've not been keen to see Quickly's mid-range shot. I still think it looks a bit ugly. He pushes it. It's like that shot where IQ got blocked. I mean, it's like his jump shot was in slow motion. I'm like, grab the ball, rise up and shoot. Um, he plants his feet. He waits for like a second and does a push shot, and then it got blocked. Got out in transition, and then they scored on us as well. So that's a part of Quick's game that I want to see improve. Well, with the mid-range shot as well, it's a push shot. Well, Deuce McBride's mid-range is better. It's smoother. RJ Barrett's pull-up mid-range is smoother as well. Quickly's three-point shots there, but yeah, the mid-range shot, it's still nothing to write home about. The floater game's okay. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. Well, I love that Quickly's defense has improved as well, but I'm seeing the same kind of thing offensively. I know it's only been 3 games, but I want to see Quick grow offensively more, share the rock as well. But yeah, let's see what happens with IQ. Robinson signing was a no-brainer. Yep. Bury that Hart and Sims in front of Mitch once and for all. That was talk. Yep. Yep. You've been singing Mitch's praises, fam. Salute to you. Well, staying loyal. The guy's impacting game, even without the ball. And that's what I love. Players that can impact the game with don't need the ball. RJ can do it. The biggest dude that's able to do it, we know is Obi Toppin for me in terms of just impacting the game when he doesn't have the ball, but Mitch is close second in terms of impacting the game without the ball. If anything, he doesn't get the ball enough, and a common theme is Obi really doesn't get the ball enough either as well. So I want to see those two guys get more involved offensively. But Mitch will continue to play hard through injuries. He's tough, continues to lay it all out there as well. If he can just clean up that rebounding where he can keep the ball above his head and not bring it back down and get stripped, if he can go up strong, he's going to get fouled more, he's going to score more points. And I think we're going to see Mitch's best game offensively this season, right? What's good, man, child? Salute. Let's get it. Indiana has a nice young core. Absolutely, JJ. That's what I've been saying. I'm not a big fan of our young core, and that I don't think it's as good as a lot of other teams' young cores coming up. Yeah. I think we just don't have that dude outside of maybe Obi that hasn't really, set the screen on fire with that situation. We got solid young talent, but definitely some of these teams look like they have uber talented young players with that situation. Yeah. The team came out lethargic after the 5 days rest, right? Good point, man child, salute. Great point. There was a long layoff as well. Yeah, with that said, I don't think dudes still go 100% either with that situation. So for the most part, it's been about where I thought it would be. I'm not, I predicted 45 wins. I'm not blown away and I'm not underwhelmed. I just think I've seen enough from this team that there's improvement. The starters look like they got their stuff together. We just got to sort out that wing spot. Everything else makes sense in the starting unit, from Brunson to RJ's play to Randle's solid play, Mitch's play. It's just that wing spot. It's like that missing link, I think, in that starting unit. And I really did hope that Quentin Grimes was going to be healthy so we could have seen him and, in his improvements coming in off the summer. But we're just going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer with that. Yeah, B. Willis, salute, peace. Let's get it. Yep. Excellent eyes on IQ's release point, and on his mid-range shots. Yep. Salute. Salute. Yep. It's still a bit slow. It's a push shot. Well, the push shot works for him for the 3-point shot because we know how deep Quick loves to rise up and shoot as well. but it definitely does look like he aims it, fam. Yeah, what's good? Be civilized. Salute. Peace to the chat. The streets are buzzing. Smash the like button. We keep rocking. We ain't ducking. Giancarlo, what's good? Salute. Let's get it. Bodega in the house. How we feeling, fam? 2-1. These Knicks, yeah, I've seen a lot of things I like. And again, I got to keep going back to Brunson, RJ, Mitch, and Randall. You know, most of the starters and Obi's first 2 games, obviously. Now let's continue to chop up the box score, right? And give out some grades. So let me give a grade for Randall first and foremost. I'm going to give a solid B plus for Julius Randle. What do you guys think with that grade? Give us your grade for Julius Randle tonight. In 25 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field, 50%. Music to my ears. 3 of 6, 50% from 3. Music to my ears as well. 8 boards, 5 assists, got a block, just 2 turnovers, plus 11, and 13 points. Well, played his role. You got to think Randall's probably going to play at least 32 to 34 minutes. Maybe they try to let Obi finish some games out. Maybe if he's flying some certain nights. But yeah, look for Randall to play under control like he is so far. And yeah, a B plus for Juju Randall. He's had a solid preseason so far, coming in shape as well. But again, the key to unlocking our offense for me personally is pace. Well, Julius has got to buy in with that. Let Brunson push the ball up. Let the guards push the ball up. If Julius gets the rebound and everyone else has run up the floor, then Julius has got to run as fast as he can, not slow plod with that. When the defense gets set, right, I think the New York Knicks offense meets its match against the set defense as well. But we are dangerous when we can get penetration, start kicking it out, moving it around as well. Be Civilized says IQ has to work on his IQ, yeah, and play smarter with that. Yep, definitely. And I think it's still helter skelter with IQ. For me, it's more on the positive than the negative. I'm still very high on IQ, but it's more like 2 good games, and we see 1 game like this from IQ. Then we might see 2 games from Quick again that are solid. Then he has one of these again as well. So I want to see IQ play under more control with that. He doesn't have to be that Lou Will yet and come in and think he's got to score 20 points in 10 minutes, like Jamal Crawford kind of thing. I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself, IQ. He trains hard. He's a gym rat. I think he puts a lot of expectations on himself to come in and run the scoreboard up. But IQ just needs to run the bench unit if D Rose is out. And let's be real, right? We can't rely on or know how much D Rose is going to be available this season, right? So we could be expecting what Ian Begley was saying, a huge role for IQ this season as well. And I certainly don't think Deuce McBride is ready to run an offense yet either. So it's IQ step up, baby. We need your savviness and we need you to be that floor general, off the bench if D Rose is out, right? Don't just look at the hoop. Yep, with that. Manchild also slams home that same point, right? Got to work on his shot selection with that. Yep. Tariq on board with that, but he gives Randall an A for 50% from both. Yep. Can't disagree at all. Yep. I could bump my B plus up to an A actually. Yep. In terms of a pretty flawless game. Yep. Salute coach. What's good, fam? Coach Henry in the house. Randall still likes to run toward the player with the ball, though, dragging his defender with him. Bad habits are hard to shake, too, fam, I think, as well. A lot of fans have pointed that out to me, and I've not actually focused on that enough. I should be focusing on that a lot more. But yeah, I'll watch the replay and I'll see, when Randall is running up the floor to see what he's doing. Yeah, that's definitely something that he needs to do less of, man. Yep. Preseason is set up to display what you have worked on, chemistry and plays. IQ will play smarter when the season starts. Yep. Staying high on IQ. Yep. Definitely it's still on the more positive side from IQ, but you're still going to get games like tonight. I think shaking off the rust. It's just preseason, like Tariq said. Definitely IQ got, mad instinctual qualities about him. Well, in terms of he's going to win us games, no doubt. Well, yeah, I want to see him continue to grow offensively with that as well. And like B says, you don't have to score to be effective out there. Well, yep. Especially if Cam Reddish is in the bench unit, he needs the ball, and IQ's got to share the rock with that. Now let's give money making Mitch his grade. 23 minutes, very efficient, 3 of 5. Didn't get enough shots, but played very low minutes. Was 100% from the line. 6 offensive rebounds. Tom Thibodeau, the best offensive rebounder in the league, right? He's making a big case for that. Is Mitch, the block nest monster with 4 blocks, 2 turnovers with that. Again, he brings the ball down. Like I said, he just got to clean that up. Keep the ball up high or tip it out. But plus 13, 8 points, money making Mitch, give him a solid B plus. Solid B plus. Tariq with the A plus. With that, loving his game so far is Mitch. Actually been probably the most consistent player this whole preseason, fam, is money making Mitch. So again, salute, money well spent, right? He's solidified the starting 5-man spot. Well, and we'll talk about the bench unit and what Hartenstein's been doing, but there's a clear divide, definitely a clear divide, and this is what Mitchell Robinson's like 4th year in the league now. Was it the 3rd or 4th year for Mitch? Well, so he's comfortable now. He's seen some looks from different teams as well. He's stronger now. He's got a solid base. I just love the way Mitch plays tough. He plays through injury. He plays hard. Remember he had the broken wrist as well, the foot injuries, and he just lays it all out there as well. With that said, be civilized. Mitch an A for making his free throws, right? Yep, facts, right? Buzzing with that. I love it. 100%, another 100% from the line. Rack that up, baby. Wouldn't it be complete turnaround if Mitch is a sniper from the line this season, right? And he shoots something like 75, 80% from the line, man. That'll be huge. But I do got to bring it up again. My bold prediction was that Mitch Robinson will be in the all defensive team conversation. Well, tonight with the 4 blocks, well, making a solid case for being a solid defensive player with that 4 blocks again in just 23 minutes. So very, very reduced minutes for Mitch tonight. Salute to him. No illegal screens either. That's something we want to see Mitch clean up. There was no illegal screens yet. I don't think I've seen, from Mitch. They just got to do some more pick and roll, and let's rock out. Now Brunson, right? Probably, and this is the point about Brunson's preseason so far. Is it tonight was probably his worst preseason game, and that's saying something because he was pretty solid. Obviously was not efficient. 4 of 14. In 30 minutes as well. He played the most minutes tonight. 1 of 3 from 3-point land, not too bad. 2 of 4 from the line. Well, but I like the 8 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds for one of the shortest players as well. So he's tough. He's strong. He's tough. 3 assists. Okay. A steal. 2 turnovers though. The starters had a lot of turnovers. Each of them had about 2 or 3. Just a couple of fouls, not too bad for 30 minute. Well, plus 7, 11 points. Now, again, we all know Brunson on the defensive side, he wasn't great. Sometimes he gets blown by, but he's still he's not a real negative for me as Brunson. He's just a neutral. He's a neutral defender on most times. Obviously, he has to make up for a lot due to a lack of size with Brunson, but he's going to try. He's going to give strong effort. He's tough. Again, he's solid positionally. He's Jalen Brunson. I've seen him in the passing lanes a lot, poking the balls out as well, making it difficult for the offense to kick the ball around. So yeah, Brunson, keep it up. Been solid this preseason, very very solid. Tonight was just solid. I'll give Brunson a B tonight. Yeah, I just give Brunson a B. Again, I think we would have won the game if the starters definitely had that chance, right? Tariq says, I just can't believe how some Nick fans doubted Mitch. No excuse for it. No ifs and or buts. With that, yep. Shining light on this starting unit, man, is Mitch. Well, and I tell you what, if Mitch shoots from the line, like we said, what we talked about, he's going to close games out. Well, that's going to keep Mitch on the floor. Well, and that's going to make our defense tough in those closing minutes, trying to close games out. If Mitch is on the floor, it's beautiful to see. Well, he can still get out on the perimeter and make life tough for those guards, and that's what we need, right? Our screen setting is what makes me miss Taj, right? Yeah, be civilized, on point with that. That's a part of the game when he can continue to improve with, man. We need good screens to get separation from our guards, especially in the half court sets, to get ourselves easier looks, right? Manchild, the starters were in the plus while the rest of the bench were in the minus. Yep. It's been a complete opposite with that. But I will give credit again. I don't just ignore the fact that Indy were good tonight. They've got good young players. They've got a good bench themselves. You talk about their young players as well. Was it Goga Bitatse is their backup big man? From what I've seen, he can shoot better than Hartenstein. So for all the praise we given our backup big, Indiana's backup big won them the game. Those two big threes, and it's no fluke for him. He stretches the floor as well. He blocks shots. Well, so he won the game for them. Benedict took the game ball, of course, but yeah, Indiana's still no joke. I like to give credit to the opposition. Well, it wasn't just what our players didn't do on the bench, things like that. They made life tough. That's what Indiana do. They get in you, they make you turn the ball over, and they make you go isolation, one-on-one, to try to beat them. TJ McConnell was at it again tonight. Yeah, people were actually talking about Hart and or Sims taking the starting look off of Mitch. Yeah. Yeah, look, Nick fans, they love their players. They do hype up a lot of players as well. Yeah, like I said, I like Sims's defensive game better than Hartenstein's. I think Hartenstein got better offense, no doubt, but Sims on the defensive end, he's tough. He moves his feet really well. He moves sides to side, and he sets solid screens as well. So he's going to have every bit of a chance this season to get a chance to get minutes. Is Jericho? Well, so salute to him with that. So we're giving out some grades. For me, it was about an A for Randle, B plus for Mitch, a B for Brunson. Now we're going to give a grade for Evan Fournier. We talk about his first start, 24 minutes, 3 of 9, 2 of 5 from 3. Okay, shot well. Just one rebound though, one rebound in 24 minutes. Could do better there. 3 assists, not too bad. 2 turnovers again. 3 personal fouls, was a +9 with 8 points. So for me, it was like a typical Evan Fournier game. Some nights he's scorching hot, and other nights he's just playing within the offense. He's hitting a couple shots, he's driving and kicking it out. He's a really nice secondary playmaker, is Fournier. As we see, 3 assists. He's usually around the 3, 4, or 5 assists. He's a willing ball mover. The ball don't stick with Evan Fournier, so I'll give him his flowers there. When he's hot, he's hot. You know what it's like. He can light the roof on fire with that situation. Not too critical on him because it's his first game in. Preseason, he's getting used to this situation. I did think that the starting unit definitely played slower than what we've seen, but you've also got to take into consideration the game was on the road as well. You're less comfortable than playing, against Detroit and Indy at home. So with that situation, but yeah, Evan Fournier, for me, for this team to reach its heights, he's just not the best option at the wing spot. For me, he still has a great role in this team. He can help us score, space the floor out, stretch it. But with Fournier, just something missing in terms of toughness, grittiness as well. With that, he's not devoid of effort. He tries to give effort as well. With that, he's a player on our starting unit that the other team will focus on, will pick on. You know, every starting unit will say, "Hey, who's their weakest defender? Let's pick on him. Let's put him in the pick and roll. Let's focus on him." You know, and together with Brunson, who's a neutral defender at best, we could have issues this season. You know, I'm just highlighting where I see the Knicks giving up some points, you know, in the starting unit. So yeah, again, the focus turns to Quentin Grimes. I don't think Cam Reddish has taken his chance so far. So in terms of the starting lineup, it's down to Evan Fournier or it's Quentin Grimes. Can Quentin Grimes get healthy to play this last game? Let's see. Now, I'll give Fournier a C plus tonight. Give Fournier a C plus. Salute. What's good, B. Willis? Mitch is not called a block nest monster for nothing. He's starting 5-man out. Right, salute for that. Streets are buzzing. You already know. Smash the like button. Tariq says facts. Yep. And I like our backup centers. Yep. But that ish was crazy. Lost our mind. Yep. I think fans also want to gravitate to the sexy new addition. You know, people like, oh, Mitch, you know, he cool. He's been with us for 3 years now. You know, hasn't, you know, shown, you know, new things to his game yet. I think people were high on the additions, but they forget what Mitch was great at as well, and underestimating the fact that he's going to get even better at the things that he's great at. With that, you know, and we also unfairly criticize the contracts now too. I mean, if Evan Fournier is making 18 to 19 mil for his impact on this team and winning, then for sure, hell, Mitchell Robinson's worth 15 mil to winning on this team, right? As well. So he deserved that. You know, 15 mil for a starting big man is like that's starting big man money, right? Look at Robert Williams out in Celtics. You know, he can't stay healthy as well. There was talk that Grant Williams is on the out looking in with Celtics as well. So you look around the league, there's a lot of teams that would love themselves a Mitch, right? B civilized Fournier, giving him a C. Can't wait for Grimy to come back, right? Yep, you and me both, right? Again, um, and I'm impartial with Fournier. I'm not a dude like he's got to go. You know, he is sort of the odd man out in the future because of his age, the contract, and that. But he still has value on this team, the shooting. Um, but yeah, I think defensively there are going to be a lot of teams that tear us apart. If I'm looking at it, trying to foreshadow, I think they're going to target Fournier, and especially with a Fournier Brunson, you know, backcourt. But that might not even be the biggest reason. The biggest reason is probably the pace, right? We're slow as it is with Mitch and Randle getting out in transition, right? We need young, fast legs, and that's when our offense thrives. B. Willis, Evan is our player that moves without the ball. Him and Grimes Brunson needs Evan, right? Yep. The ball does move with Evan. That's one point. The ball moves with that situation, but you know, as long as Evan, even if he's starting, as long as his minutes are lower, I think below 30, 26, 28 minutes max for Fournier. Even tonight, 24 minutes would be a nice cap. I just don't think the Knicks should make long-term decisions based on Fournier's contract because it really ain't that long. It's only one more year is Evan Fournier's contract. One more year after this season is Evan's contract. So I get the optics of needing to play him because of his contract. But with that said, I think, you know, we can regress him to the bench. He could still be effective. And, you know, Fournier gets that chance, right? Yep, Mitch is the starter for the foreseeable. Yep. A steal even with Mitch's contract with that. So yeah, the biggest question mark for everybody, I think, so far this preseason has been the wing spot. It's still a revolving door at the moment. Fournier's holding on for dear life to that wing spot right now. It's his spot to keep. If Grimes can't stay healthy, if Camp can't take that chance, then it's just we got to rock with Evan. We got to rock with Evan if those dudes can't grab their opportunity. But for sure the opportunity is there for either of them to continue to try to grab that spot. I thought Evans certainly had better games, but yeah, tonight was just average pretty much. 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 is just what Evan gives you on some nights, right? Sometimes he just goes missing. Now, star Jay Barrett, well, been the best player this preseason so far for mine. 27 minutes. Nice again. Salute Tibbs for not overplaying any of these players in the first 3 games. Really surprising. Really surprising to me, given the fact there's just 4 games. Well, but again, very efficient. 7 of 14, 50%. 1 of 5 from 3 wasn't great 3-point shooting, but again, a very efficient from the field. A 6 of 7 from the line. Salute again. The Knicks are on fire from the line tonight, putting in work in the summer. That 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 turnover only, 3 fouls, plus 13, 21 points on efficiency. That's what we want to see. Stand up, RJ Barrett. Again, A plus. Got to give him an A plus for tonight for Star J. Again, 27 minutes. That's effortless. 21 points on 50% shooting in under 30 minutes. Getting to the cup. He's actually hitting those layups now. Those deep layups high off the glass. Well, he's finishing in traffic. Now he's actually getting more foul calls as well, taking advantage of the mismatch. Well, salute Bully Barrett tonight. Yep, 50% facts. Man-child, yep. Tariq, another player that I'm shocked some Knicks fans doubted, right? Yep. Given his upbringing, his pedigree, I mean, man, the sky's the limit for him as well. The RJ we're seeing is not going to be anywhere near the finished RJ. I mean, again, there's so many comparisons we can make. Jimmy Butler started really slow in his career. Kawhi Leonard started really slow in his career as well. Not every player comes out the gate looking like a stud at 18 years of age as well. And I also judge players in their situations as well. RJ Barrett's had a pretty tough situation to be in, being the first, second option for like the first 3 seasons of his career as well. So look for RJ's best season to date this season with Jalen Brunson here, no doubt about it. He's going to get cleaner looks. There's going to be less attention on him defensively as well. So there's going to be many nights like this tonight. A's, A pluses, efficient scoring in the low 20s, high teens, high 20s even as well. I love the 3-4 assists that he can usually get. I want to see him try to get the assists up even more, rebounds up more as well. But if he shoots that kind of efficiency from the line, we know he's gonna be good for 6 to 8 to 10 free throws each night with his usage and his minutes. And man, 7 of 14, lap that up for RJ Barrett. So salute to him, and salute to the whole starting unit. B plus overall for the whole starting unit tonight. Weaker opposition, of course, but the Knicks would have won tonight if the starters stayed in as well. Now we got to get to the bench. But first, B Civilized says Knicks as a whole squad was probably shooting 1 milli free throws all day, all summer. Right, yep, facts. Right. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but I hope the regular season starts and we see the opposite. I hope this continues is all I'm saying. Yeah, I want this to continue so the streets can be buzzing. And you already know what it is. Smash that like button and we keep this thing rocking. Salute chat. You guys are on fire as well. Even after a loss, we're still up in here chopping this thing up. Knicks Nation strong as well. It's going to be a fun season no matter what. There's plenty of things to look forward to with this young team. We talked about it. There's not as many veterans on this roster. And, we're already seeing these young players have a bigger role. That's what most of us just hope this season, have Randle have less usage, let Barrett step up, Brunson take command, try to get Mitch more touches. Let's see the bench come in and rock out this season and just play with house money. see where the Knicks finish this season. I'm of the firm belief that the Knicks are playing with house money, this season. Well, we ain't ducking, we ain't got nothing to hide. I think we can compete with anyone, on any given night. If I'm being real, our biggest weakness is the wing spot still, and maybe the health of Derrick Rose. Who's going to be that steady backup to JB? Because I don't really want us to run JB into the ground this season as well. We know how many minutes Jalen Brunson can give us, to try to help us win games. But I'd rather keep his minutes, into the mid 30s max, mid to late 30s. With that said, we need a solid guard off the bench that can run the offense, on the second unit for 18 minutes a night, and get other guys easy shots as well. Because tonight the bench did struggle. Tariq says RJ 2 to 3 years away from his prime, right? He's 22 years of age, right? Say that again. He's not a finished product at all till he's at least in his prime, right? Yep. Facts. And I also keep saying this, RJ is like an Iron Man. Tell me, chat, Tariq, how many games has RJ missed compared to Zion, compared to some of these other dudes, right? That are built like tissue paper. RJ Barrett's strong, he's durable, and his game ain't reliant on athleticism, right? People use that as a knock on RJ, that he ain't, the most athletic player as well. But a player that ain't relied on athleticism can have a longevity career in terms of this league. RJ Barrett's strong. He's good at what he's good at, and he can improve, and he can just take it to another level with the shooting as well. He has that work ethic, that drive, right? Yep, facts. Be civilized. Tariq, best of ability, availability. Right? I don't think we're going to be worried about RJ one bit with his durability this season, man. If anything, we need to hope that Tibbs doesn't run him into the ground, with that situation. Yeah. He'll figure it out too. He has that ability to take a huge leap, especially with the finishing. If he can get as strong with his right driving and finishing as he is with his left, then it's game over. Right? It's game over for that situation, man. He's going to be a 25-8 kind of guy each and every night. If he becomes that Kawhi Leonard type that can go left, right, finish with whatever hand, whatever finger, whatever he wants to do out there. And with that, and great point, Tariq says, 22, we keep forgetting. Like, I mean, 22, he's still years away from his prime. And look at the situations he's been in the league, right? Trying to carry this team as the number 2 or number 1 option on many nights. Of course, there's going to be nights with inefficiency when you're trying to carry a bad team, in years past. But yet tonight, and especially we're going to see throughout the season, RJ's dominance with a good point guard. Dominance, I'm talking about, with a capital D. Dominance. Because Jalen Brunson pulls dudes in like gravity. That opens the door for RJ Barrett to get to the cup, pull up, shoot, whatever he wants to do, right? Assist as well. And again, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Randle so far as well. So, yeah, a nice balance. The bench produce, and we blow the Indiana Pacers out tonight, really. The starters did their thing. It's up to the bench tonight, right? Yep. Shout out to RJ for being very efficient from the field thus far. Yep. It's in a prayer that he keeps it going all season. Facts, especially from the line. Yep. You're on the money there, B. Salute. Absolutely. Now, the bench, Jericho Sims, an incomplete 2 minutes tonight. I'm really high on Sims. He's going to get opportunities all throughout the season, spot minutes, bigger minutes for injury, foul trouble. It looks like Hartenstein, we know the way he plays, and that's kind of the way he's going to get foul calls. He's going to have to sit. Jericho will come in for minutes with that. I like the fact that he can stay in front of guards and give us a different look with that. Yep. Never doubt the gym rat. Facts, right? The mentality, Mamba mentality is there. McBride had a terrible game for that. Yep. We'll get to Deuce. And let's give Obi his grade. 23 minutes, was 4 of 7. Missed all 3 3-pointers. with that. Just 2 rebounds, 1 steal though. That was a nice break, steal, highlight dunk. 1 2-man game to RJ. Just 1 foul. Was a -20 though. That shows you how much their bench outplayed our bench with that situation. To be -20 in just 23 minutes, 8 points tonight. I think Obi did his job. 4 of 7. Yeah, yes, he missed his 3 threes, which is unfortunate. I think he's definitely improving as a 3-point shooter as well. But tonight was a reality check that he's not quite that sniper 3-point consistent shooter at the moment as well. But he can pop it, that's for sure. Yeah, the -20 wasn't all a reflection on him. 8 points. Well, leaked out a few times. Had a nice finish in traffic as well. Did Toppin, tonight C+. C+ for Obi. Did his thing. Solid B for Tariq. Yep. Nice one. Nice. I could see that. Yeah. Again, Obi been very, very solid this off-season, pre-season so far. And 23 minutes. Let's give a prediction on, how many minutes you think he might get. I think, man, I'm hoping for something around the 20 to 25 at minimum, something like tonight. But yeah, if Randle's doing his thing, like what he's doing in 25 minutes, maybe we see a closer split. Hopefully we see a closer split with that. Did Sims get injured to only play 2 minutes tonight? No, I don't think Sims got injured at all, fam. What happened was Hartenstein got in foul trouble. I think Hartenstein got in foul trouble, fam. And then they brought Sims in, I think. And then I think the bench maybe got into a funk, and then they changed it up again. They brought Mitch back in, I think, fam. Yep, with that. But yeah, the fan base divided. Cam Reddish, 21 minutes, inefficient, 3 of 10. Flashed some game on the drives. The finishing is there, but the efficiency is not there. 1 of 6, 3 of 4 from the line, 2 rebounds, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, 1 steal, a block, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls, -22, 10 points. So again, I talked about during the show earlier about Cam's fit. I think that's all it comes down to. Players can look at home and excel when they're in the right fit. There's just too many people that need the ball on this team, I think, for Cam Reddish to thrive long term. Now, could he be used off the bench? Absolutely. In the starting unit, if he stays healthy. But I just don't see it. I don't see him putting together that long stretch of play with this. It's like he's playing with fear as well, He's heard the noise that Tom Thibodeau isn't the biggest fan. And I do think it's similar to what Obi was feeling in his second year. Well, it's tough to go out there when you miss a few shots. The ball, you turn it over, and then you look over at the coach and he's like, man, what's going on? It's just a situation where, it may be time for Cam to, to be on another team with this situation, right? He's going to get more chances, I feel, because Grimes is injured at the moment. But again, I think December to the trade deadline is that period where if we haven't seen something crazy good from Cam, this team may look at him as, expendable with that situation. So yeah, I've got to give Cam a C- tonight. C- for Cam. Again, some flashes offensively with the drives. To me, I'm not impressed with his shooting. Well, that's a big skill that would get him more minutes, I think. Defensively, I think he can still show more, but he's been okay. But the driving and the finishing has been okay, but the shooting has let him down, I think, with Cam. 3 of 10 and 1 of 6 as well. And tonight was some poor shot selection as well. So yeah, let's give Hart some grade. 23 minutes, 2 of 4, 1 of 3 as well. That's good to see. He popped the 3 ball. Good rebounding game from Isaiah. 10 boards, 5 assists. Got to give him his flowers for that, man. 5 assists. I like that from a big man. Yep, 2 turnovers. and 5 fouls. So using up all his fouls, man. He gets chippy. He gets after it. Well, brings it. Minus 17, 7 points for Isaiah. I'll give him a C plus tonight. Isaiah Hartenstein. Actually, maybe I'll give him a B. In fact, yeah, for the 5 assists, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 23 minutes. Yeah, I got to give him a B for Isaiah as well. And we've seen for the first time his potential as that playmaker off the bench as well, running the offense through him through some stretches of the game, right? There's no doubt the bench would have even looked more horrid without him. He got quickly some easy, driving layups and stuff as well. So salute. Yeah, Cam gets a C, and I'm being nice, right? That's generous for you, fam. That's generous. I feel a solid C. If anything, the only way could be up for Cam. Again, he can be better than he can tonight. I just don't see it happening. But yeah, tonight it was like a train wreck at times to watch. Everyone was watching Cam with bated breath as well, getting his opportunity to shine, an unexpected opportunity with these injuries and stuff. But Cam still hasn't grabbed it, still hasn't grabbed it. He's on the outside looking in with Tom Thibodeau, the whole contract situation. And of course, Cam Reddish's extension date is October 17 to get an extension signed. So it ain't happening. The Knicks ain't extending Cam at the moment. And with that said, Tariq says they need to trade Cam before his value may get even lower. Real talk. Cam was the invisible man at Duke, and nothing's changed with that, right? Yep. Inconsistencies, basically, yeah. Potential. Kevin Knox kind of potential. Cam's obviously more talented to me. He's definitely more talented than Knox. But where he is in certain terms of standing in the league right now, I feel for him because it wasn't the right destination, I think, to be traded to. I just don't see it. And I think the hope for all the Cam hive and the Cam supporters, the hope is that he's the starting wing. And for me, if that's the case, I think it's defensively he's better than Fournier, but in terms of shooting, the starting unit badly needs shooting. Cam doesn't give that. Also, Cam needs the ball. With Randle, Brunson, and RJ, how much of the ball realistically is Cam going to get? How many touches would Cam get in the starting unit? So I think Cam's best chance to stick is actually on this bench. Him together with Obi, him together running with Rose and with Quick, getting up and down is Cam Reddish's best chance to stick, I think, fam. Tariq gives Hart a B minus. Well, that's a good score, good grade, salute. Yep. Train wreck. Right, facts, right. I mean, don't tell me you didn't shake your head when he turned the ball over like that. The game was in the balance, How does he lose his handle like that? And just that was a train wreck moment. Right. That was a train wreck moment. Twitter exploded with that, fam. Unfortunately, though, Cam needs to be on a team that's in full development mode. Right? Absolute facts on the money. Yep. No pressure, plenty of minutes, plenty of touches, room to F up, room to mess up, and still get minutes, right? It's just the worst. I couldn't possibly think of a worse team for Cam Reddish to be on, really. If I'm Cam Reddish or his manager with this, you already know the coach doesn't like him. The fan base is chirping. He's not getting the touches he needs. He's in a situation with a short leash. Like if he shoots a brick, in a regular season game, Tibbs ain't riding with that. When the game on the line, right? When the games mean something, Tibbs ain't riding with Cam bricking shots. I can tell you that. He'll call for Quentin Grimes, Svi Mikhailuk straight away with that. And especially if he's, lax and letting a player go backdoor defensively or something like that, like he did, tonight. So again, I feel for Cam. He's under pressure. He's trying to make a name. He's trying to stick. It's just a bad fit. Yeah, it's just a bad fit right now. I know we need we need parts of his game. We need the athleticism. We need a dude that can take over, drive to the cup, do all of that. But he's just not a good fit in the starting unit. He's not a good shooter at the moment, and he's a better fit off the bench right now. If he's willing to be that bench role, maybe we extend him to a contract for a veteran's minimum for one more year, and he grows to be a bench role at the moment. With that, that could be his best chance. You know, talking about if LA want him, I mean, with Westbrook, Beverly, LeBron, AD, and whoever else they got, I don't know if he's the best fit with LA either. He's probably a bench guy over there as well. Yeah. Like Manchild also hits it. Cam need to go to a young team where he can get ample minutes. Yeah. I think a coach too that believes in him, we say that a lot, but a player in the NBA, you need a coach that believes in you, that's going to keep playing you, not yank you every time, you make an error as well. So I actually been pleasantly surprised that, Cam's been getting this much opportunity so far. One may think, next game, Washington, what happens there if Grimes is fit? I think Reddish's minutes go down, I think after tonight. Yeah, Rashad, salute. What's good? It's time for the front office to admit that the Reddish deal was a bad deal, didn't fit the team, waste of the first round pick. Yet do him right, trade him to a team that will take out time out to teach him. Yeah, on the money. Yep, salute. Couldn't have said it better. Now, in terms of the pick, yeah, that's going to be talked about as well. The Knicks gave up something, and I don't really see us getting a first round pick back if I'm keeping it 100. What team is going to give us another first round protected pick back for Reddish? Unless he plays solid minutes and balls out off the bench, the trade deadline. Maybe we could hope for 2 second round picks back. Maybe probably realistically 1 second round pick. If a team wants to take a flyer on him, maybe a second round pick. But fam, yeah, you guys are seeing the same things I'm seeing right now. Yeah, in terms of, like I said, it comes down to Grimes. Also Ferron Hunt. Let's not leave him out of this equation. There's minutes to be had if Cam gets traded, because if Fournier's getting killed on the defensive end, if Grimes can't stay healthy, we got major issues on the wing spot. Basically, it's RJ Barrett at the 3 guarding every single wing, and then what happens? Right, absolutely too. Yeah, a broken shot at the moment. Yep, it's a flat shot right now, like Tariq says. Yep, Cam got to fix that shot, get some more arc on it. Yep, needs to continue to work on that. Sam as well. Yep, and it could be humbling, but with that said, yeah, I give Reddish a C minus. Hartenstein, I gave him a B. Yeah, I think I gave Hartenstein maybe a B minus. Well, Deuce McBride had his worst game of the preseason, 18 minutes, 1 of 6 as well, minus 16. I'm still a believer that Deuce can get minutes on back-to-backs this season. If D Rose ain't healthy, I think he'll get minutes. Will D Rose? Will McBride if D Rose is out? But McBride is more of that specialty kind of guy. I don't think he's good enough to run a team yet. Keep it real. His shooting's iffy at best with Deuce McBride. It ain't consistent. He can't hit the 3 ball. 0 of 3, 1 of 6. He's very inconsistent offensively, he's Deuce, but solid defensively. So Tom Thibodeau's going to need him, sporadically in minutes to get in dude's face, change the game a little bit, play solid D, that kind of thing. Maybe 8 to 12 minutes on back to backs, to give other dudes a blow. So yeah, with Deuce McBride, I want to see him develop more offensively, but defensively, I've been pretty impressed so far in the first 2 games. Yeah, with that. The front office was smart to take a chance on Reddish because they was going to lose Knox for nothing. But damn, that first round pick that they gave up was too much for a reclamation project. Yep. yeah, I think everyone was singing the praise that it was a steal. Oh, we got Reddish for a first round pick and DSJ. And I kind of fell into that trap a little as well because, like Tariq said, I was worried about losing Knox for nothing. But we look at it back now, I'm like, man, I mean, Kevin Knox can sort of hit the corner three. He can, space the floor a little bit. He has a couple games like that. Um, let's see. Let's see, man. I believe that hopefully, I hope that the front office can turn Cam into another asset. Hopefully, maybe that's got what I got, got me believing why they want to play him some more as well. Like Tariq said also tonight, it's going to kill Reddish's value if he's not playing at all. Right, you're going to basically lose him for nothing if Cam, has to get traded right now if he's not playing with that. Yeah, and Rashad says, I'm the first one. I'm ready to say that Atlanta, soared the Knicks coming and got it predicted number one out of them. That's the front office's first major mistake about it. Someone need to be held accountable with that situation. Yeah, no, facts, right? Especially not being on the page with Tibbs. Front office coach. I mean, how can you trade for the dude that the coach don't really want to play? Well, with all this log jam, and like Tariq said, if it was a flip for a flip move, if we got rid of Knox to get Cam to flip Cam, which we tried to, I think, at the deadline last season, there was talk we were going to flip Cam with Burks to LA, and we were going to get a pick and Goran Dragic, I think, from Toronto as well. So yeah, the Knicks front office actually nearly did trade Reddish last season. So yeah, maybe what could have been, fam. Let's see the D Rose and Cam minutes. Joseph, we might be pleasantly surprised. Well, yep, salute Joseph. Let's get it. D Rose, yep, I love D Rose every bit. Um, it's just hard to predict what kind of role he's going to have this season. How healthy is he going to be? Um, if he is healthy, I know the impact he'll definitely have in terms of closing games out. That's for sure, and helping the bench out, helping Obi, helping Quick get into his normal position of a shooting guard situation, right? Yeah, and like you said, it could mean good things for Cam. Definitely, I think D Rose playing with pace is a great thing. Yeah, and we definitely might be pleasantly surprised, right? Yep. Also keeping it real, Manchol, every front office does make mistakes. Yep, I agree. I agree with that. Um, yeah, it comes down to asset management. The issue is, right, chat, streets, Knicks Nation, you can make one move like we did to get Reddish. That can be a good move, but the move ain't solely judged on that. It's how you manage that asset moving forward as well. So you made that one move to get Cam, but then what are you doing with Cam, right? It's an evolving situation. You're always constantly going to be managing your assets, managing your employees. You don't just sign and hire an employee and let them sit there or let them run amok. You've got to be managing that situation. So the front office made a great move getting Cam, but they kind of made a bad move with no plan for Cam. So it was like good and bad at the same time. That Dirty Dancer salute. What's good? I just hate trading for an injury-prone player when they were injured. Right? What the hell were they thinking with that situation? Yep. Yeah, it's tough. Definitely, man. Yeah, we definitely on this show we hold front office accountable and moves and we see what happens with that ish. But yeah, they tried to trade Cam at the deadline last season. It wouldn't have been a great deal anyway, because I mean they gave up a pick to get Cam, and they would have traded Cam with Burks to get Goran Dragic and another protected pick, I think. So maybe they were trying to cut their losses already. Yeah. Tariq says I would have give the Hawks a second or a late first. I wonder if that first rounder we gave up in the deal was a late first. If it is a late, then all is well in the land. I could tell you what pick it was, fam. It was the Charlotte protected pick. So, yeah, it wasn't a great pick. I think it was top 19 protected or something, fam. So, yeah, the Knicks probably knew they weren't going to use that pick anyway. So yeah, I'm not sweating it too much, to be honest, fam. I just think we need to cut our losses. Cut the the circus aspect of, is Cam going to play? Is he not? Just make a call. If Grimes is healthy, you know, just make a call with that situation, right? Try and trade him. You know, D Rose is that spark on the third. Yep, that we didn't have last year, right? B Willis, facts. Completely agree, fam. With that, it's all about the pace too. They were stuck in the mud. Was the bench squad, man? East and west, moving left and right. It just wasn't working, fam. Yep. I'm probably one of them. Zion is at least guaranteed 20 and 8 with that. Yeah. Manchild Knox was a better shooter than Cam. Yep. Cam is a better defender. I wish one of them had both. Right. Yep. Exactly like we just said. On point. Well, yep. Two flawed players is all it's about. They just can't get it together. Knox can't be a good defender. Cam can't be a good shooter. Well, he's a slasher with that. Again, yeah, can find a role off the bench for this team. Again, he's under contract. Let's just keep him as a bench piece and go from there. But one has to think, if Grimes gets the starting look, then Fournier becomes that dude, maybe off the bench. Yeah, definitely feel you with the risk with Zion, fam. With that situation, yeah, if the Knicks got Zion and he couldn't stay healthy, there would be definitely a lot of talk about that, which is why I'm so high on RJ. He just gives you minutes, he gives you games, production, all of that stuff. Yeah, just let him cook, just let him continue to grow, right? Yeah, Rashad, if the Deuce had an offensive game, if you play for Tom Thibodeau, you have a lot of pressure on you to make every shot. We know Deuce cannot down mid-range shots. Yep, just have to get over Thibodeau's watching. Yep. You got to start with the defensive side. I think that's what's going to earn him minutes, with Deuce, and try to run the team. Um, Deuce was never really an offensive point guard anyway, but he needs to be able to get assists, get dudes good looks. And he hasn't shown he's able to run a team yet as Deuce. He's that good on-ball defender, gritty, gets in passing lanes, disruptive, all of that stuff. But yeah, that's basically what TJ McConnell does. Gets greedy, gets in people. But TJ McConnell can sort of set up an offense a bit. Um, I still need to see more, from Deuce. With that, we got to give we give Deuce a grade. 18 minutes, inefficient. With Deuce, I got to give him a C, a D plus, C minus for McBride, and IQ now. 24 minutes, very inefficient, 4 of 18, 2 of 7 from 3, 3 assists, and 1 turnover, 1 steal. Didn't run the bench unit very well at all, minus 18, got stuck, forced a lot of shots. Well, pretty bad game from IQ overall. It's got to be a D plus for Quick as well, which I don't say very often. Normally Quick is a neutral. If he ain't setting the world alight, he's usually a neutral, because he has improved defensively as Quick. He makes an impact on the game when he's out there. But man, it's like whatever he does on offense with Quick is like basically the story of his game, right? If his shot's not falling, move the rock, man. Move the rock as well. He's got the forever green light. He actually reminds me of a J.R. Smith, John Starks mentality, where he always thinks the next shot's going down. Yep. Yep. Zion, definitely generational talent. With that said, yep. Yeah, and I'm not mad at the Knox loss. I'm not too mad at the pick with Reddish, because it was protected. The Knicks can find nice unsigned players. I think Ferron Hunt, Svi Mackay can help this squad off the bench as well. I just more had high hopes for Reddish. When we traded for him, I thought, man, for what we gave up, we actually got someone with big potential. We got talent. You can't always just acquire a talent like that with potential, but it's going to take a lot for Cam to live up to that, and find that role, with this squad, moving forward. But definitely Cam Reddish, is a situation where I think he's going to be with us for a minute. Injuries happen, all of that. But the dude got to get right in terms of get right in the head. Not let the game slow down. Don't try to just take it all away each time. Well, play your role in the defensive side of the ball. Get some steals. Get out in the break. To impress Tom Thibodeau. Well, and try to grow your minutes with that, because I'm far from convinced Fournier is the solution with the starting unit. So we just need to play with pace with that, and I just cannot wait for Quentin Grimes to get healthy. Right, Quentin Grimes for me, I was calling it all last season. Right, he's a big piece for this team, a huge piece. Is Quentin Grimes, and I think we're going to see it as soon as he gets healthy and he gets in there and he plays great D. He swings the ball on offense. He dribble drives and kicks it out like Fournier does. He just does a bit of everything, you know, like the chat hit on Manchild. We've got so many players that do a little bit of everything. Whereas Quentin Grimes is a player that has more of that complete package. Yeah, more of that complete package. So yeah, that recaps the Knicks' third preseason game. We took our first loss. I predicted before preseason started that tonight would be a loss because the fact that it was a home and home, those games get tricky. Not overreacting at all. I think the Knicks would have won tonight if the starters stayed in. Salute to all the starters as well. A's, B pluses all across the board except for Fournier. With that said, stand up RJ, stand up Mitch, stand up Randle, and Brunson solid, 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 solid from JB. I just don't want to run him into the ground with this situation, right? So yeah, we here rocking out. Salute, let's get it. It's been a great show, and we'll look ahead, man. I can't wait to Friday night Knicks with that situation with Washington as well. It's going to be our biggest test. What are you guys expecting, from this Washington game? A familiar face, KP, Bradley, the real deal, Beal. Well, the depth Washington have. It's a team that has a lot of depth. They're going to be vying for that play-in, playoff spot with the Knicks jockeying all season long. It's going to be battles. It's going to be tough. Well, obviously, we'd love to pick up a dub heading in to the final, to opening night in the final clash as well, because it's going to prepare us. I do think there was a bit of rust tonight because of the 5 days off. Well, so let's get it, on Friday night Knicks. And salute to the chat. You guys are the best in the biz. Appreciate you as always. Your support, your takes, your passion, all of that. Your humor as well. I love some funny comments up in there as well. You already know what it is. We shout you out. We keep it 100 here. Healthy Knicks talk. And the streets are buzzing. Smash the like button. And we're just going to have a lot of fun this season. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this team is playing with house money. Like I said, if we fall in the lottery, we already know what awaits, man. The Knicks got picks up the wazoo. And if we make the play-in, the playoffs, then it means a couple of these dudes peaked, and there's some ballers that, getting some shine with this team. So yeah, I'm looking at it optimistically with that. It's a flawed roster still. We're still not a finished product by any means necessary. It's going to be battles. We're going to be in most games, and it's going to come down to health, execution, playing with pace. We're not a great half-court offensive team. We're hopefully above league average defensively. I gotta believe that with our big men and some of our hard workers as well. But yeah, there's going to be some rough nights, shooting wise. If we ain't getting penetration and we ain't hitting our shots, we're going to be stuck some nights as well. So yeah, tonight also showed how much we rely on Derrick Rose and how much we rely on Quentin Grimes, a two-way wing, that can get it done up in here, right, in the streets that are buzzing. So yeah, with that said, we're going to hit the outro. You already know what it is. We'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, peace.
You can't be serious. I mean, really though? You mean to tell me that them Voltrons went out like that? Hey, yo, Nims, let me hold this for a minute.
Bung bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bung bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bung bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house. That playing game don't mean you won inside the playoffs. Don't even talk to the media, take that jersey off. The 4 games I'm tuned in, you had the city watching. Don't even watch Philly play, just watch James Harden. That swing pick, never mind, I let my man take him. And now Katie having nightmares of Jason Tatum. That famous line by Loaded Lux that you gon' get this work. Don't talk to me about Ben, he said his back hurt. Like Kyrie, like Steve Nash, you can take the blame. Come next year, I'm going back to playing half them games. The truth be told, we don't care about your Barclays. When it comes to the city, this here's RJ's. My young Gems right now, yeah, they on some shit. From Obi Toppin, I Immanuel ass real quick. A line flip, no, I feel bad for Blake Griff. That's the loss you gotta take to win a championship. Now you back like the New Jersey Nets. What you thought your Final Four was cutting down the nets? Bum bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bum bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bum bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house.
When it comes to the